order. Roll call, starting on my left.
Dumont present.
Salvato present.
Sayer present.
Figueroa present.
Robert Stikes present.
We've established a quorum. Okay, the invocation and the Pledge of Allegiance. Okay, we'll declare if there's any conflict, starting at my left.
I have no conflicts, Mayor.
No non-conflicts, Mayor.
No conflicts.
No known conflicts.
No known conflicts.
Okay. Okay, agenda item number 5, discuss and acknowledge County Sheriff Bodie Hillhouse for the county's cleanup and efforts through the city of Toole. Julius?
Hi, Mayor, Council. Let's call it late February. After our council meeting we had in February, I contacted the sheriff in regards to cleanup on the roads, and I asked the sheriff if he could send some of his trusted trustees out here. And as always, he said, "Sure, just let me know what day." During that road cleanup effort with Mr. Martin's team, they went to places like Arnold Hills, Lekeway Estates, Paradise Bay, Avant Road, just everywhere. And it was such a great effort, and I really appreciate Sheriff for always being one to jump at the opportunity to help the city of Toole in whatever way we can. So we've talked about some more efforts, and I'm really trying to hone in on what efforts those are. But as always, Sheriff is always want to help. So we wanted to recognize him for his work in the community and always giving so much to Toole, even when we ask of the most minuscule things, and give this little small certificate from us. And if you don't mind taking a picture with the council and taking a moment to recognize you. Thank you.
Want to take a picture? Want to come back here? We got some. You got front. They want to come back here? Come back here, Sheriff. Yeah, well, back here that way. Okay, that way, Robert. Just scoot over there.
Okay. Now we have citizens' comments. Okay. We have Ron Dunbar. Remember, if you didn't sign up to speak, you won't be called on. So, Mr. Dunbar?
I'll speak later.
What item agenda number do you want to speak on?
An item.
Yes, if you're not speaking on a particular item, now is the time for you to speak.
I think I'll just pass then.
Okay. Thank you.
That's strange.
Okay, agenda item number 7, staff comments. We'll start with you, Frank.
On roads for March, we did 8 repairs, 2 culverts, 2 tree jobs, 15 of the maintenance of city property, 3 citizen work orders, 20 miscellaneous, 22 park. We spent an average of $1,305. Animal control, we had 19 calls, 3 unable to locate, 8 humane society, 8 trap set, 1 welfare check, and 1 dog bite.
Thank you, Frank. Okay. Heath?
So for the month of March, it was a pretty slow month for building. Had a couple remodels and some new manufactured. Next month's going to turn out to be a better month, pending weather. I think that's a lot of problem with March. But you have 5 new constructions pending for next month.
Good. Okay.
Next Saturday is the trash off. We'll start at 8 a.m. off of Early Drive at the maintenance barn, and we will be out there until the dumpsters are full, rain or shine. So clean out your sheds, your garages, your attics, get rid of those items that you're not wanting while we're out there working. And now it's not turning on.
Okay, for the police department, we had a total of 267 calls for service. Traffic enforcement was 267 total violations. You could make that up if you tried. 165 citations issued and 102 warnings were issued. Officers responded to and investigated the following offenses: 1 driving while intoxicated, 1 deadly conduct, 2 evading arrest or detention, 1 fraud, 1 possession of a controlled substance, 1 disturbance, 1 harassment, and 3 agency assists.
Thank you.
Thank you, Lieutenant Lee. Okay. Jeannie? Julius?
So Jenny and I was going to do ours together. So
Okay.
Jenny's, this is week 4 for her, right? Yeah. So Jenny's got she's got an avalanche she's working on right now. Let's go executive summary, then I'll go financial. So maintenance barn update. Talked to the contractor several times over the several couple weeks. I've talked to them all this week. They were supposed to be here Thursday. They were supposed to be here tomorrow. Talked to him today. Excuse me, he called me today and informed me that he's finishing his job, the last 4 or 5 hours of it, and really going to hit the road here Monday. So Monday, really hoping to see this really kick back off. Applications for the Ada Tool Planning Committee, Planning and Zoning Commission, and Tool Economic Task Force have been posted on our city website. We have received few applications for all 3 of those committees. Looking to pub that back up to get more engagement. Telehealth. Matt Spallas came to see us at City Hall, I want to say last week. Kimberly, was Matt here last week? Did he visit us? Yes. I think it was last week, yeah. Matt Spallas came from Telehealth to visit us last week, excuse me. When he visited, he dropped off some marketing materials we have in the front of City Hall. He also received our master address list. If you are wanting, this is to the public, if you are wanting to have your address removed from that master list, email us at contact@tooltexas.org. I have received several requests for that, which we've removed those addresses. So, yeah, let us know about that. However, you will see that be more published. Matt has also asked if he can be more apparent at the events. So, like the Ada Tool events, he's asking if he can have a presence there as well. So, that conversation is I'm gonna take back to the 501c3 liaison I have that I talk to once a week. This tree treatment over at the park has been completed as of last month. Parks administrator position, we're currently doing interviews. We had an in-person interview last Monday. Went pretty well. Kind of filtered our mind a little differently about that position, but we're looking to hopefully have that position fulfilled by May. Paradise Bay Subdivision Drainage, Ms. Vera, you texted me about this. I'm sorry I didn't answer your text.
That's okay.
The 2 or 3 month was the total timeline from start to finish. So Austin and I talked, I want to say last week as well, or maybe earlier this week. I had reconfirmed with him if he received all his surveying work from Precise Field Surveying. He said yes. I'm looking to have a preliminary plan in front of you guys 2 weeks from that point. So it's either next week or week after next. On one internal basis, and then bring that to the council, and then have a full fleshed out plan the month after that. So you're looking at May, June, as kind of a full fleshed out plan for that subdivision drainage plan from Hayes Engineering. Okay. Looking into the grants for sirens and generators for the Civic Center and City Hall. The Maintain a Block program, myself and Mr. Frank have discussed this, looking to start back in the early part of summer. Frank and his team are going to do a lot of mowing these days. Obviously, you guys can drive around town and see a lot of tall weeds and grass. So they will be doing mowing in the right-of-ways, doing some miscellaneous road work, doing some miscellaneous city work, and then starting that Maintain a Block program. So in the coming days, as you'll see the telehealth thing on your social media, the community thing on your social media, you'll also see the Maintain a Block program, because one thing we're really big about is being proactive in the community and asking for a lot of work orders. So if you have tree trimming need, if you have a road need, if you have a anything miscellaneous, just give it to City Hall and let us see what we can do with it. That is something we're starting back, like I said, early summer, so there's obviously a little bit of time to get your work orders in, and we'll start that back. Am I missing anything? Sad news. This is Heath's last week, our building technician. So tomorrow is Heath's last day, so we'll be, that position's already been posted. We've received some applicants, but we're looking to fulfill that position. So there's 2 outstanding positions right now we're looking to fulfill. We're heading into and starting budget season. So our first budget workshop will be in June. A lot of the heavy lifting Jenny and I will do together, along with Kimberly's help, and getting a lot of those priorities we took from March into the fiscal year ironed out. So by June, we'll have at least a good idea of what our budget looks like, our tax rate should look like for the next fiscal year. Financially, for the City of Toole, balances remain pretty healthy through the month. Jenny and I are embarking on one project right now, is locking in our highest interest rate yields. As everybody knows, the market for interest rates is cooling off, and feds are starting to cut those. So whereas 2 years ago you saw interest rates in the 5s and high 4s, right now we're sitting at Simmons Bank at our mid 3s. We have one bank account that's at 3.67. Our other bank accounts are 3.64. So looking to lock those in and having our money work for us. So Jenny and I are working on that now. I missed a lot of things that she's catching up on, acclimating herself to, but I would say she's doing a pretty good job. And yeah, we're kind of rocking and rolling. Any questions?
I have one. Do you know how many have signed up for telehealth so far?
No, ma'am. Mm-mm.
Okay.
Mm-mm.
Did they give us
signed up or used it? Signed up?
Uh-huh.
There is no sign up. So sign up would be if Ms. Vera Bennett called and said, hey, I want to be part of the program. That's not how this one would work. Well, how this one would work is because they would have Vera Bennett's address. When Ms. Vera Bennett calls in, they'll verify that address and say, oh, since you are part of the City of Toole, at whatever address you may be at, you can use this service. So there's no sign up per se.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So what's the process exactly? I know they're collecting addresses and stuff. Is you getting something out on social media? How are you getting this information out for everybody to be aware of?
Just putting it on social media on our website. So when Matt stopped by, we asked Matt, how would you get the word out there and how would you get this in front of people's faces? And he said, mostly what I'll do is I'll do face-to-face. So when he stopped by here last week, he went by a couple places apparently. He said he went by the school, the church, Methodist Church specifically, and other places, and dropped off those same marketing materials. And then also he is sending, or has probably already sent already, I haven't seen it come in yet, marketing like a Dropbox. So we would just pull from that, post social media so we can get more engagement.
Okay.
So.
Did they mention sending mailers out at all? Seemed like
Yes, sir.
there was
Yes, sir. He
conversation.
did. So when I last talked to him, he said, thank you for the addresses, which we sent on April 6th. He'll send a mailer out soon thereafter, if not already in the mail.
Thank you.
Yes, sir.
So essentially, you'll figure out how many people are using it when they have a need. When they have a
that data
need.
starts coming back. Yeah. So like right now, like asking who's in the, I mean, you may have had maybe 5 calls at this point, but that's where the engagement comes in, because the more people know about it, then hopefully the more people use it.
Okay. So when they have a need is when they first go into the system. Is that
Yes,
correct?
ma'am, because the City of Toole doesn't have an automatic you sign up. They know who's in this pool of people to use it. That's what they have right now.
Okay. Thank you.
Yes, ma'am.
Kimberly, you have anything?
I don't have anything, but I do have Stacy's report if you want to go over
Okay, thank you. If you will do that, please.
Okay, that's one. This past month, the court processed 184 new citation and closed 208 cases. They had 38 hearings, 14 pretrials, and 3 teen court. There are several jury trials scheduled, and a lot of people are going to start getting jury summons in the mail. So just be on the lookout for those.
Okay, thank you.
Mayor.
On to the consent agenda. Agenda item number 8, approve the minutes of March the 19th, 2026 regular meeting and March the 20th, 2026 special meeting. Is there any discussion?
I'll make a motion on agenda item number 8 to approve minutes March of 19th, 26 regular meeting and the March 20th, 26 special meeting.
Do I have a second?
I'll second the motion.
All in favor?
Aye.
Daniel, did you say aye?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, any opposed? Okay. 5-0, and Mike DeMott was the first, and Tommy Savata the second. Okay. Agenda item number 9, and I think Michael Fladmark wanted to speak on agenda item number 9.
Michael Fladmark, 600 Winding Shore Drive, Toole, Texas. These are addressed to Julius, and it deals with the maintenance building. I would just like some clarification for all the citizens to have an understanding of what to be expected as they see things happen. We knew that there were some issues associated with the height of the building, the type of materials used and things. So are we going to be seeing a tear down and
Yes, sir.
then a rebuild?
Yes, sir. A tear down and a rebuild. The initial engineering plans were not followed out there. So, in some conversations with the contractor, we've been pretty adamant that what's out there now is not consistent with what the RFP stated. So we've asked for them to tear down and rebuild. So those are the instructions, and now we're all on the same page at this point. So
Very good. Is there a timeline when you expect it to be commissioned?
you said commissioned?
Commissioned. Like
Finished?
Wow. Wow.
where we can have a ribbon cutting?
Wow. That's a good question.
I'll give you a month to think about it.
You give me
Please.
They've
Yeah.
got to see if they show up on, I think,
That's a
Michael,
loaded
the
question.
first thing is they got to see if they show up on Monday. That's the key-
Mr.
that's-
Fladmark, that
that's
is a
the
loaded
key- That's the
question.
key thing.
That's a
Right.
loaded question.
Yeah.
If not, then Frank will be out there with the backhoe, just knock it down with the
Yeah,
backhoe.
not to. I'm laughing through the awkwardness. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
But yeah, that is a loaded question. But to be fair, the taxpayer dollars being used is the accountability. That's
Okay, please direct your comments to the council. Thanks.
Mhm. Oh, sorry.
That's okay.
All right. So my next question, council, deals with the financial presentation. And I realize we have a new staff, new comptroller, but it'd be interesting to see at least a summary page that would show where we stand on our annual budget as far as our burn rate, and then the presentation that they have here that shows the percent allocation of funds against unrestricted, restricted, and assigned funds, what that burn rate is, the true burn rate as far as whether we'll be on budget or not for the operational expenses.
Okay. All
That's it.
right.
Thank
Thank you. All right. I've got a couple of questions.
While you're looking, I'd make my.
Okay, go ahead. Go ahead.
That was my question, is we expect to see a complete,
Tear down.
staying with the budget numbers for the recap. I would think by next meeting, we should be able to have a complete packet of all.
Yeah,
Are you
yeah.
back at our normal flow
Right,
of showing
right.
all of our information?
Right. It's 2 to 3 months of reconciliation. So that's what's so heavy right now.
Yeah.
Do you know, are we tracking budget? I mean, can you at least email the council any percentage year-to-date percentages? We're halfway through the year. We'd like to see those, so if y'all can maybe send those, email those to the council or something.
Yes, ma'am.
That'd be great. And what is the TTC Security Services? What is that
That is our camera system.
system?
Yeah,
Okay.
inside City Hall.
All right. And Yadell, Wilson, Wood, and Reed, is that the auditors?
Yes, ma'am, YWRD.
Okay, all right. And what is Grace Humphrey Install Limited? Is that something the police department?
One more time? Oh, go ahead, Kimberly.
Grace Humphrey. Okay, all right. Okay, that's all I've got. Is there any other discussion on the monthly activity reports? Okay, so we'll approve the monthly activity reports for March as presented. A, executive summary. B, financial and expenditure. C, municipal court. D, police. E, maintenance. F, building. G, code enforcement. And H, animal control. Do I have a motion?
I'll make a motion that we approve agenda item number 9 as read by the mayor. Approve the monthly activity reports, March presented. A, executive summary. B, financial and expenditure. C, municipal court. D, police. E, maintenance. F, building. G, code enforcement. And H, animal control.
Second.
Is there any opposed? And you said yes, Daniel, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
We haven't
All
said
right.
it. We haven't said it yet. You just jumped ahead.
Greg just
All in
seconded.
favor.
He
You
hadn't
just
voted.
have to say
Okay.
all in favor. That's all. Just say all in
Hello,
favor.
all in favor?
Aye.
Okay. Any opposed?
There you got it.
Okay, motion carries 5-0. Mike Demott made the first and Greg Figueroa made the second. Okay, item agenda number 10, receive the report regarding the delinquent tax collections in Toole for the years 24-25 as presented by Mercury, Veselka, Bragg, and Allen, P.C., attorneys at law, MBVA. Stacy?
Good evening, Council. My name is Stacy Gold, and I'm a shareholder with McCreary, Veselka, Bragg, and Allen. I'm here tonight to provide you with a collection report for the 2 tax years, 2023 and 2024, since we took over collections in August of 2024. I have here with me tonight our staff that is located in the Henderson County Tax Office. I have with me Michelle Snyder, our legal assistant, who runs the title for the suits, and then I have Kathy Brown with me, who is the administrative assistant who checks service, does all the dealings with the court, and both of them of which speak with taxpayers on a daily basis to work out payment agreements and or to get money in from the taxpayers. If you could turn to page 3 of the report. So on this page, I'm going to talk about the total revenue from tax collections. This is the dollars in your pocket during your fiscal year. So it includes both current collections and delinquent collections, plus the penalty and interest. The addition of penalty and interest is how you can get over the 100% mark. And this is, again, dollars in your pocket to meet your budgetary needs during each fiscal year. So for tax year 2023, your collection percentage was 100.09. Again, we took over collections towards the end of this fiscal year, so we collected for City of Toole for 2 months out of the 12 months during this fiscal year. And during that 2 months, we collected 38% of the delinquents that included P&I during that 2 months. 38% was collected by us during that fiscal year just for the delinquents and penalty interest. Do I have any questions about how I got to that number or what I mean by the collections during the fiscal year for that one? No? Okay. So then, and I do want to note that there were $9,628 that were refunds were issued on during that year, and that comes off the top of the collections. So What is reflected in this chart was the dollars actually brought in. Now, there were $9,000, $628 that had to be issued refunds, and that is due to the 2023 legislation of the max compression rates, the freeze, refreeze of over 65, and that you'll see dwindling down. If you look at tax year 2024, we brought in 100.82%, which put additional dollars into your pocket to meet your budgetary needs. And for refunds for that fiscal year, dropped down to $3,267. So those will continue to decline as the appraisal district recalculates the miscalculation in a lot of the calculations that were going on for the over 65 and disabled. So we will see that dwindling down as years go on, which is good, because in some other areas which are bigger, one of your big school districts had over $600,000 or $700,000 that were being refunded that is taken off the top, which is, so you are doing pretty well there. So hopefully there's not a lot of miscalculations or corrections that are going to be continuing to go on there. Do I have any questions about the total revenue from tax collections? No? Okay. Moving on to the next page is the cumulative tax collections. This is how much of the tax year levy that was collected. So the prior page was that tax year during the fiscal year plus all prior years. For this page, we are talking about tax year 2024, what was levied for 2024 only, and for 2023, which was levied for 2023 only. And this collection percentage is as of March 31st of 2026. So for 2024, we collected 98.38%, and this is without penalty and interest. And for 2023, as of March 31st, 2026, we've collected 99.08%. While these look good, we will never get to 100% because there's always an amount that is uncollectible due to businesses being out of business and no longer can going after those. Some properties being double assessments that we can't collect on, and just for the fact that some taxpayers are judgment proof, meaning they're in bankruptcy or otherwise. Do I have any questions about that chart? Okay. Moving on to page 5, this discusses or shows the delinquent tax collections as of March 31st, 2026. So for tax year 2024, in 9 months, we've collected 47.36%, and for 2023, in 21 months of collections, 68.10%. These delinquent collections are placed in our hands on July 1st. So for tax year 2024, they're levied as of January of 24. However, they're not turned over to us until July. The 2024 taxes are levied, start to be collected in 2025. So they're handed over to us July 1st of 2025. And so in that 9 months, we collected $27,492 out of the $58,047 that was turned over to us, giving that 47.36%. On the following pages, I'm going to break that down into several categories. First, I want to flip to page 9 to give you a complete overview of your total outstanding balance. So your total outstanding balance currently is $86,919, and that is for all tax years that there is a delinquency. I like to break this out into 2 separate categories. So your first 4 that are set out to the side, I refer to those as active collections. So either they are under suit and or judgment, or it's research in progress. What research in progress means is we either have a payment plan currently going because we've been in contact, we are doing address research on additional defendants to go into suits, or we're still running title on those to get them under a suit should those other collection activities that we are currently doing not get them paid, which means letters and otherwise, because we don't want to go to suit unless we have to. So we give them an opportunity by providing demand letters and otherwise before we add in additional costs. The bottom three numbers or bottom three categories I refer to as uncollectible or temporary uncollectible. I like to call it temporary uncollectible because the bankruptcies and tax deferrals eventually become collectible upon the happening of certain events. So as far as your uncollectible and temporary uncollectible, 45.52% of your total outstanding balance is currently categorized in this realm. And I provided an updated page because with the report. So there's a page that was in there that has the correct numbers. Now the percentages set out in the original were correct. It's just the numbers that were laid out to the left of those were incorrect. So I did slide that into your report for your review. So $39,571 of the $86,919 is currently uncollectible or temporarily uncollectible. So moving back to page 6 and 7, this takes tax year 24 is on page 6, and on page 7 is tax year 23. I'm just going to go through tax year 24 just so you have an idea of how to read this chart. So in this chart, the total amount due, or the remaining balance, is $58,047. We've collected 47.36% of that, which left a $30,555 amount due. Of this amount, 28.51% is considered uncollectible or temporarily uncollectible. And we have 4,950 currently under suit or judgment, and 16,889 is research in progress. Again, either we have a payment plan on it, we're currently in contact with taxpayers, or we're adding people to the suit to try to get the suit and move it forward. Do I have any questions on these charts and how to read them or what they mean? No? Okay. Moving to page 10 gives you the breakdown of how we get to where we're at in our collection activities. So between August 4th of 2024 through March 31st of 2026, we sent 972 notices on 1,285 properties. We filed 22 suits on 30 properties. We've taken 6 judgments on 8 properties. A lot of those suits have either been paid prior to us taking judgment, or we actually took a judgment, or they're still pending. Looking down at the tax sales, we had 4 tax sales, and 7 properties were offered for sale. 5 were withdrawn because they were either paid, one of which I know was withdrawn because there's city liens on it, and the other 2 tracts in the judgment sold, but because of the city liens, or really the amount of taxes that were due under that other tract were higher than the market value. And as I discussed with you prior about collecting on the assessment liens, if we have to post a tract for sale for the amount that is the lesser of the market value in the judgment or the total amount of taxes and costs due under the judgment. So if that amount exceeds, meaning the taxes, in this case the liens, exceeds the market value that's in the judgment, we have to post it for the market value. We did not get that at the first time we offered it, so instead of bidding it into trust and then having to knock down your taxes, we withdrew it because the other 2 tracts that we sold that day had excess proceeds, which we could then apply under the judgment to this tract to knock down the taxes so that we have a better chance of offering it up a second time in order to cover some of the liens, the city liens. Do I have any questions about that with the city liens? And yes, ma'am?
I have a couple. The tax sales, when you filed when you did the tax sale, was that just for us, or was there other agencies involved in those tax sales?
So there are other agencies involved. We take all of our properties that are ready for sale that aren't being blocked by an over 65 deferral or bankruptcy or a payment plan, because payment plans we'll stop these as well. It would be for any of our entities that we took a judgment on, the County of Henderson and would be City of Toole would be representative of here. However, other properties for, say, City of Athens, Athens ISD, or those located in Murchison ISD or Crossroads ISD, basically it's all our suits that we file on behalf of county, and we work the entire county. Even though we might not have every entity or represent every entity, we still file suit on all of those. So this is just your properties in this chart that affected City of Toole, but yes, there were additional properties in our tax sales.
Do you represent the county also?
Yes, ma'am, I do.
Okay. Okay, that's all I have on that page.
Okay, I have one question.
Yes, sir.
When you say it's sold at market value, does your company determine the market value, or you subcontract that out to a real estate company?
So how we determine the market value is based on what the appraisal district has appraised the market value as. So we pull that number at the time of judgment from the CAD, and then we input that into our judgment.
Okay, thank you.
Yes, sir. Do I have any other questions on that?
Yeah.
Okay. And then as a result of the tax sale, there can be excess proceeds. And so long as a prior owner, a lien holder, or otherwise does not go in within the 2-year mark from the date that the deed is filed of record, if they do not make a claim for those excess proceeds within that 2 years, then the money is allowed to be dispersed to the taxing entities in the proportion in which they share in the judgment. So of the excess proceeds out there, we sent checks, 2 checks, I believe, you received in the mail for the amount of $3,162.66, and this is just additional dollars that goes into your general fund for you to spend as you choose, because of the fact that defendants in the case or lien holders did not file their claim within that 2 years. So we continuously monitor those, and at the 2-year mark, we will go in and make a claim, and potentially can make claims for your city liens that are currently out there or otherwise, because y'all are a lien holder and we can establish you as a lien holder. So we do monitor those closely as well. But we would go in on those within the 2 years under the statute as a lien holder on your behalf. And last page is bankruptcy litigation. We filed 1 notice of appearance and 1 proof of claim, and we typically get those paid through bankruptcy litigation. Julie Parsons is our bankruptcy litigator, and she's been in the business for a very long time, and she does a really good job for us defending in bankruptcy to make sure that we're either preserved and or get paid out of the bankruptcy. Do I have any questions on the report? Any comments? Any concerns? Any?
Nice report. Thank you. Very well done.
I have a question.
Yes, ma'am.
Are you filing any, we talked about this last year, are you filing any abatement liens or doing anything to collect abatement liens for us?
We do not file the abatement liens on your behalf. However, we do pick them up, and we file a second cause of action within our suits to go after the abatement liens. Now, we are able to file that second cause of action under the statutes because there are delinquent taxes that allows us to do that on your behalf, and so it becomes a second cause of action. Now, your tax lien is your first priority and first right, so any money that we are able to collect out of that has to go to the taxes and everything first. However, when we do that second cause of action, we establish you as a lien holder. We include it into the amount that we post for the minimum bid for the property at a tax sale, and we hope to recover that so long as the market value does not exceed that total amount. We are able to post that minimum bid that includes your assessment liens.
And how many of those have you made as secondary cause of action?
I don't have, that's a good question. I don't have an exact number. I just know for a fact when I looked at this one recently that we did, and when I was talking about the tax sales and how we pulled it to knock down the taxes, there's that one, and then I know of a few more that we've recently done to try to collect that. But if we see a lien out there, we're going to follow that second cause of action and try to get it for you.
Can you track that for us?
Sure.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
again, thank you for allowing us to collect your taxes.
We have one citizen comment too, so if you'll just hang around for a minute, okay?
Okay.
Thanks. Michael Fladmark? 11? Okay, thanks.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Stacy. Item number 11, consider, discuss, and take action to adopt ordinance 2026-04, Parks and Recreation, as presented by Councilmember Salvato. And Michael Fladmark, you want to speak?
Whoa. Michael Fladmark, 600 Winding Shore Drive. Just have a couple of questions or comments I want to make on the rewritten ordinance. And I think you've done a good job, but I do have a couple of questions that just came up. The first one being on section 11 on page 10 of 16. And in there you reference camp stoves and barbecue pits. This section deals with fires and smoking. And so currently we have no barbecue pits or anything. And so is that the plan for the park, to eventually provide barbecue pits for attendees? And is there any idea about where those might be located?
Okay, next. Go ahead.
Okay. The next question I have is on section 14 that deals with glass beverage containers. And in that it references you cannot use or possess any glass containers in a park except in designated areas. And currently, I don't think we have any designated areas, but are there going to be some designated areas for glass in the future?
All right, what's next? Go ahead.
So item 3 under section 15 on reservations, it deals with cleanup of the facilities after an event. And actually, you don't talk about time, about when they should do that activity after the event. So I strongly recommend that there be some wording added to make sure it happens in a timely manner. The next one is section 16, other unlawful acts, and item E under that is to use any public tennis or pickleball court for any purpose other than playing tennis or pickleball. So we do know that we're thinking of, or there is discussion about another pickleball court, possibly with a basketball court function that it can be changed over to. So I suggest that maybe you add the word basketball in there. And then what this is telling me is that you can't do anything there, like even hold an event that's a social event there's no pickleball going on or anything. So those are my only comments. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, Mr. Salvato? Councilman Salvato, apologize.
Yeah, this was simply going through the ordinances that were existing on the park, and I got with Mayor Bennett and Julius, and we worked together to kind of clean up some things, put more of the responsibility for the park on the city administrator as designee, address some disparities in the insurance situation, and that was basically it, just some cleanup, right, Julius?
Yes, sir.
So that was the intent of it. It's part of this, just trying to get the city continue getting more prepared, I guess, and established as far as managing the park.
Okay. All right. Is there any other discussion? I'm going to okay. Do I have a okay.
Jewish, I just this one question too. The non-refundable application fee for special events, how much is that? Is it
$100?
Okay, I couldn't remember. Okay, thank you. I just couldn't remember how much it was.
Okay.
And the other thing we talked about, all I have is in section 21 about the special events. We talking about the insurance, and I know we tabled it, talk about nonprofits and all that for this meeting, and I don't know where we stand with that. to look at the possibility where nonprofits could, you know, not, they would fill out a special use permit, but it would not have to have potentially maybe extra insurance, so.
Yeah,
Because I know we have extra insurance the city has. Sure.
Yeah, what we did was we put a little, some qualifiers in there at the beginning of it, whether it's a private event or a special event. And that's what that's how we did the risk assessment on that.
Where's that at?
It's at the very beginning, under definitions,
Make sure I didn't miss that.
private event, public event, and special event. So we raised it up to 75 individuals for a special event,
I
and
saw
if it's something where they open up the members to the public, then they need the insurance. Otherwise, it's a private or a public event.
So the Methodist Church has a sunrise service on Easter. Just as clarification, there's 25, 30 people there. Do they have to have insurance?
Not if there's 25 or 30, but
Okay, it's the 75. The number is the number of people.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay, is there any other discussion?
Just the alcoholic, you struck the alcoholic beverages may be consumed only if authorized in concessionary agreements or rental policies, or if approved by the city administrator. So there's, I guess, there's no set policy on alcohol.
Not right at the moment.
Okay, so we're just leaving it open.
Yeah, we'll just kind of let the police monitor it. If there's a problem out there, we're going to
So
address
as long,
it.
we're allowing, I mean, as far as like, because there be events or
Yeah.
soirees, so we can have alcohol.
Allow it is a stretch. I don't want to say
mean,
allow.
I don't want to say loud, just
Yeah,
say.
allowing is a stretch.
Okay, so like I know we're planning a chef soiree or something like that.
Yeah, I
so-
think you if you want to do that at the park, I think you would be okay. But
Yeah.
that if I think we put the
Ambiguity.
no, it's not that. I think we put in there the special events have to have police protection and stuff like that. So if there's a large crowd out there, it'll be monitored by the police.
Okay.
Okay. Any other? Robert, do you have something?
No.
Okay.
You know, on section 7, Vera, look at number 1. It just is a person engaging in or sponsoring a special event shall apply for a special event permit after approval from the city and pay all fees as applicable. Should that be if applicable versus I just asked.
Well, if it applies, it applies. Yeah.
Okay, whatever.
I think that's
Just
okay. Yeah.
as long as it's applicable.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think the applicable is the big word, that if it
That's-
applies. yeah.
Okay.
All right. If there's anything else, I'll take a motion.
I make a motion to adopt ordinance 2026-04, Parks and Recreation.
Do I have a second? Okay, Daniel Sayer. Second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, Kimberly, 5-0. Robert Stikes made the motion. Daniel seconded. All right. Agenda item number 12, consider, discuss, and take action on repealing ordinance 2024-10, Parks and Recreation, as presented by Councilmember Salvato. I think this is just housekeeping.
I make a motion to repeal ordinance 2024-10, Parks and Recreation.
Second?
Tommy, second.
I
Greg, sorry.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, motion carries 5-0. Kimberly, Robert Stokes made the motion. Greg Figueroa seconded. Okay, agenda item number 13, council comments. We'll start to my left with Councilman DeMont.
The only comment I have, Julius, have you been able to track down Texas Parks and Wildlife yet to get a ruling on the
Basketball court?
the basketball court, and also the talking to them about the current grant that we have now?
So, basketball court, no. After we talked on Wednesday, we talked yesterday or the day
Yeah, we
before?
talked
I think it was yesterday.
Wednesday.
Yesterday. No, I have not, but it's still on my to-do list.
Okay.
The Trails grant we have now, are you talking about the Trails grant or are you talking about the future grant?
Well,
that
we have the
opens up?
Trails grant, but with the Futures grant, yeah, we haven't even got started yet on
No,
that.
yeah. The
It would-
futures grant would come up to you guys. The application details and what's going to go in it is coming up. in
The Trails grant question that I had, and I talked about, just for council, when we did that and got that approved,
Mhm.
it was to finish the 8 and some of the sidewalks that connect the 8 to the amphitheater. We did not check the box for any money getting back for fees for engineering. So that was the
Okay,
question. That
okay.
was what you and I talked about, to
Okay.
say, moving forward, if we use the grant, and let's just say the grant can be used for another parking lot or whatever, I would think there's gonna have to be some engineering done for make that water flow either to the V ditch or something, Julius. So that was just when I reread the grant, to see if that's, now granted, when we look at that, it's not gonna be a $130,000 charge like
Hopefully not.
we were charged to design the entire park. But it was just a question I had. That
Sure,
if-
okay.
If we have a few $1,000s, it's one thing, council and mayor, we have to look at what to spend.
Right.
But if 50%'s available, I think we should at least ask that
Ask to
question.
recoup that cost.
That was the only thing I
Okay.
had.
Yeah, I'll follow up with you on that.
About that grant.
Okay, I'll follow
All
up with you on
right.
that.
Daniel, do you have any council comments?
I just want to tell everybody hi, and I miss them, and I can't wait to get home.
All right, thanks,
Hang in
Daniel.
there, my friend. You will be home soon.
Okay. I just want to say thank you to everybody for coming tonight. There's a concert on April the 25th at the park in the afternoon, and there's also going to be a vendor market from 4:30 to 6:30 before then. So please come out and support these vendors in this concert. This is a Nashville recording artist that we've got, and he was at the Winsboro Festival, and I think he's going to be pretty good. So grab a neighbor and come out and join us that day. And also come out to the trash off. Okay. Councilman Savant?
Just thank everybody for attending tonight. Hope you have a great evening. It was a short meeting, which is nice for a change. And thank the staff for all your hard work. Appreciate it.
Thank you for attending. Stacy, thank you for a great report. Sheriff, thank you for taking care of us. And that's it.
Okay. I believe this Friday is movie night. Do we know the name of the movie? Wicked. Sounds good.
Wicked.
Okay, hopefully I'll be there. Staff, thanks for everything. Heath?
Okay, agenda item number 14, future agenda items. Councilman?
I have nothing at this time.
Nothing at this time.
Nothing at this time.
Okay, do I have a motion to adjourn?
I make a motion that we adjourn our meeting at 6:52 PM.
Yep. All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Okay, a meeting is adjourned at 7:52 PM. Thank you for coming. 6:52, sorry.
Your haircut looks good. I haven't had,